Hello, team. We have another line warcast today. It's between someone said that my nickname, I believe, sucks after this. We're going to call them nickname to keep this simple, and Just an Addict. We actually played Just an Addict last week and they thumped us. These two are at the absolute top of the ladder. Really, I think like top 30 for sure. They will likely be in the Line War tournament, QT tournament. Check out the Discord, whatever. I have no idea where you can find the information, but it's happening and we're excited about it. This red up here means that both players tried to pick this area because you pick your starting positions. If both players try to pick within the same tiles, then it blocks it out and forces them to pick elsewhere. So we're watching Just an Addict is in blue. Someone said my nickname sucks is in red, and they've spawned very close. So we immediately have a potential for some early fireworks. 3 tank factory out of Just an Addict. Nickname is putting down a quick town, and we'll see what the plan is once they realize that Just an Addict is this close. I'm not sure if they would suspect this, but we'll see pretty quick. And here we go. So we have a airport double factory as a response. We can't see the fog of war because we're keeping it easy for replay purposes. But you know, suffice to say, these are going down right when we figure out where the other player is. Just an Addict has a back capping barracks. This will come in handy to get all of this income on the top side of the map, and taking a gas because these tanks are going to use a decent amount of gas. No refinery yet for nickname. They do, however, have a dock going down. And this is going to be great because, I mean, now nickname knows the rest of the map is open. Both players know this, of course, but we'll see if nickname can capitalize and get a troop shoot over there. A little bit outnumbered out here, and these infantry are potentially at risk of being cut off, although I wonder what the plan for the tanks is, because this production of nickname is actually in the forest, and tanks are terrible in forests, as you can imagine. You can imagine a tank trying to, you know, navigate trees and such, and that's why infantry get a bonus while in the forest in this game. Tanks definitely do not, as you can see in that tooltip right there that explains the different penalties. This is quite the fight. And nickname might lose all three people. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. The tanks are just doing a flank immediately to the production and to the infrastructure of nickname, as tanks usually do. And I'm not sure what is being built out of the shipyard. The shipyard might have canceled production because of kind of a panicky situation. We can actually look at the income of nickname. Oh, never mind. Is this because we saw it? Okay, this is because we're actually just an Alex. I totally lied. Yeah, nickname is building a transport ship. The tanks are now just chilling in the middle of the forest. I don't know how this trade goes. 3 setup artillery, 3 infantry against 3 tanks, just crawling through the forest. We'll zoom out a little bit just to get a bigger view of what's going on. So we have this fight, we have the bottom fight that nickname is starting to regain control over, and these tanks are doing... We still don't know enough about the game. These might be doing a ton, but it looks like they might get 1 building. They could probably get 2 buildings if this is focused, and we'll see. Yeah, so Just an Addict is focusing this factory, and they will for certain get it and have 2 tanks left over. So they might be, they're going to be able to get the second factory too. They're expanding at the top. We can check the income. Just an Addict at 368. Nickname is at 400, so better on the income, although they've just lost the factory. This will be huge if nickname can kill the gas here, because it really will put an end to a lot of the tank stuff, at least after a little bit after. Well, I mean, this is actually get rid of it immediately, because this is all the fuel that Just an Addict has. These tanks are for sure going to get this factory, and this could start getting weird for nickname, but let's not forget that they were able to get a boat away, and they're going to pick up those infantry and presumably go elsewhere, like the rest of the map that we were talking about earlier. There we do. JustAnAddict is able to kill that. They're going to be able to kill the dock. Maybe the airport. We'll see. Nickname can't quite get this with just, I believe there were only 2 strikers that were sent up just because this is happening so quick. This is a 3 factory start tank rush, really. Nickname is getting I believe this is a factory, still not good enough at reading those things, but it is, I believe it's a factory back here to kind of rebuild, you know, at least one of these. You need a factory for most cases in this game. This dock is for certain going down. Let's check the rest of the map. 2 barracks. Nickname's gonna take the north of this island, and soon I'm sure that transport ship will be moving, but there's other stuff at home for Nickname to be concerned with right now. This is perfect now. So these tanks are gonna probably die because they have a huge penalty to the damage that they take because they're out of fuel, which makes a lot of sense. Love that this is part of the game. And they will lose those tanks, but that was a pretty good trade. So what was it, like 5 tanks for 2 factories and a dock? Something like this. Let's check income. Nickname at 425, and JustAnAddict is now ahead. It's still a small lead, but it is 50 at this stage in the game, and JustAnAddict is going to be able to get the rest of this South Island and slowly, potentially, push through this forest. It'll depend on where this production goes, and I assume it's going to come down into this forest. Because if we've learned anything about this game, it's that forests and mountains can be huge defensive lines. It's hard to push through if the other person is set up well. As we see, this transport ship will start going once there's a gas built for a Nickname. These barracks are coming online, so they're going to be able to cap this northern part pretty quickly, and that will help get them back in the game economically, I believe. There's no eco investment for JustAnAddict. These infantry are really going to cap up to where Nickname is, potentially, if Nickname can get to this mountain ridge first. And economically, once this boat starts going, Nickname's going to be able to get all of this income if they can do that before losing all of this infrastructure. This gas is enormous and is certainly the focus of the game right now. If JustAnAddict can destroy this gas and keep these strikers on the ground, keep this boat from moving, which they might not know this boat exists, but still, that would be huge for them. And now we're just holding our breath. So the tanks are going to try to go through the mountains. They're going right for the production, which makes sense. I'm kind of surprised. It may be because JustAnAddict might not. Yeah, they are able to see the airfield. I wonder if they could at first, because it's in the forest. There's a little bit of a stealth element, but they found it now, and they certainly will destroy it. Right? We're just kind of watching this. This is what this video on YouTube is about. Can 3 tanks kill an airfield while getting pestered by a handful of strikers and artillery? And the answer's got to be yes here. And JustAnAddict is going for it with everything, all ground. This command is actually for all of these SAMs, and this infantry is also going. Nickname's finally been able to land this group on that other island. So if they can hold this off, this is an enormous amount of income. These SAMs are doing work, though. I think SAMs just sound really cool when they shoot. How can you not? Okay, this is popping off in the forest. Nickname is going to beat JustAnAddict up to the north of this island, and then this is obviously going to become a focal point of the game. We have a sub-pen going down for JustAnAddict, but otherwise, it is the Nickname is likely going to be able to establish this northern island quicker than JustAnAddict will be able to get there. We can check the income. JustAnAddict sitting at just shy of 700, and Nickname is really behind here. Also, props to Nickname uploaded a bunch of replays in the Discord. This was one of them, of course. I don't know which ones Nickname lost and which ones they won. Shouts out to them for not being afraid to upload losses. Makes it way more interesting to watch. And there's always stuff to be learned from players of this caliber. So we really need to see if Nickname can get back economically in this game, because as you can see, this entire, all of this land on the south is owned by JustAnAddict, and importantly, this gas is really at risk of falling. In some sense, it doesn't matter as much because Nickname lost the airfield, so there's not really anything that uses gas on the field for them. This is the, you know, the better investment of like the 3 barracks. Get all of this land, just try to hold this out. Unfortunately, there's no SAMs here to defend this refinery, and fortunately for Nickname, this is a interceptor. So fantastic at shooting planes out of the sky, not ideal for hitting ground targets, which, you know, the Striker or a helicopter is more suited for. JustAnAddict probably listening to that would be like, well, I made this because you're an idiot, and this is what top of the ladder is. You actually have to make this because it's a 40 gazillion IQ move, but I digress. This is becoming enormous, this question of whether the gas can be held for Nickname, because although they don't have things that use gas besides their boats, you really need to be able to get the gas in order to build the stuff that needs it, if that made any sense at all. Like, you don't want to reinvest your money into taking this refinery, I think. Nickname's making some commandos here. These are going to be great, especially if they can get behind the lines and start taking out this infrastructure. JustAnAddict has started to eco, which is even better for them. They're really getting ahead here in that regards. That is probably going down. We'll check the income again. JustAnAddict is doubling almost what, or maybe it was doubling. I don't know how to do math. What Nickname has. So Nickname really has to make these commandos work for them. They might get overwhelmed with the numbers in the north, but although there's not really any production from JustAnAddict reinforcing that, but certainly JustAnAddict is going to be able to get this gas and probably overrun the entire position. And Nickname might hightail it out of here, but these units are dug in, so you kind of want to leave them. They have such a defensive bonus. This map is really fragmenting, and in a lot of ways, though, JustAnAddict might get these units encircled because there are 3 barracks that are pumping out commandos and infantry, and obviously in this left side, this is working out. We can check the progress of the other island. Nickname making, you know, great gains there. Income is still 350 in favor of JustAnAddict. We can see the skirmishes going on, and it looks like generally JustAnAddict is doing all right in the north, but not as much over here, and Nickname will be able to reinforce this. We have some interceptors attacking commandos. Apologies, we haven't just been watching this, except for that moment, which looks sweet, but clearly this forest is lost. Sub count for JustAnAddict, just at 2 of them right now. Now building a dock to go over, and this is kind of what I mean. Like, Nickname might be able to establish themselves on this island before JustAnAddict can get over, and then it becomes kind of less clear on the econ side potentially. Although JustAnAddict is still doubling Nickname here. We can see what sort of economic development you could go on. There's 2 cities on this island, 2 gases, whereas on this island there's 2 cities, I guess, 3 cities. Okay, we're totally wrong. I mean, this island is way better, but Nickname still has a foothold and might be able to make it work. They're entirely out of gas. Income still looks about 500 for them. Low gas game. JustAnAddict just only has 1 refinery still, and their income is obviously a lot better. So certainly a a head start, so to speak, for JustAnAddict at this point in the game. But if we know anything about Nickname, because we've heard a lot and we know a lot, the comebacks, the X Factor ability, apparently with commandos, We're about to see if how you can come back from being this far down. Like JustAnAddict definitely hasn't won this game by any means. Let's make that clear. Because as we can see, Nickname's going to be able to kind of cut off all those things of JustAnAddicts to the north because there's no reinforcements for JustAnAddict. This barracks might not even get up. We have 3 commandos fighting 2 fighter jets and you know, an infantry that's down. We're going to get that barracks. I say we because you know, whatever. We're speaking from Nickname's point of view. JustAnAddict is going to be able to land here, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to find much success. And I don't know if those are commandos, but we'll find out in a second. Something that I wasn't considering in this whole equation is this. If JustAnAddict actually just pushes all the way up and takes out this production, this actually gets way harder to deal with as Nickname. These commandos in the south are going to go down, and I believe they're going to lose this factory. Income-wise, 630 for Nickname, 950 for JustAnAddict. So this is looking real tough, and JustAddict is floating money. Commandos have been cleared up. They were able to get 2 production buildings, maybe. I kind of forgot what was down there, but a decent raid, kind of multitasked a little bit. This is really unfortunate that they're just like nothing quite here, and 2 artillery pieces are down because Nickname's done a great job to gain you know, ownership of this territory, but losing this would be a huge you know, that'd be very unfortunate for Nickname to lose that position. JustAnAddict has cracked 1,000 income. Nickname is 300 behind, which is quite large at this stage of the game, especially since a lot of it has, I believe Nickname's lost quite a bit production in comparison to JustAnAddict, which are huge investments in money that you don't get any of the money back when you cancel a building or delete a building. You only lose the upkeep cost, which, I mean, someone with like the good math skills can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's probably better in the long term to always keep the building, and worse, just not make stuff out of it, except for, you know, I guess there's situations where that's not even true. Disregard everything I'm saying. Either way, JustAnAddict is really pushing up through this mountain range, and I can't imagine they won't be able to take out these barracks, just because there's no real tech that Nickname has that's in range there, and they're also dealing with this problem. The subs of JustAnAddict get the dock. That is very sad for Nickname, and you can see the income. It's starting to run away from Nickname, I think, a little bit. And subs, I think, are a great call, because subs are the thing that are going to get you back in and be able to get rid of these transport boats that keep coming across. Because if you can kind of hold this and then get rid of this transport lane, you make it so it's very difficult for JustAnAddict to actually get across anymore. We can kind of look at the lines that people are making, that both players are making, kind of give you an idea of what their general idea or their general plan going forward is. Kind of take the North Island, it looks like, from JustAnAddict. They correctly calculate that they are going to be able to take this, and in fact, Nickname is just Dunkirking it and getting them out of there. This is a hard defense. JustAnAddict's out of gas. None of these are gas units on land, but the boats won't be able to move. Nickname, pardon me, it moves when we change the player view. Nickname still has gas, which is great for them. Again, though, the only thing that really is using gas is this boat, and they're able to kind of still bank the money and keep it, or bank the gas and keep a full tank while moving this one boat. They're going to take this. I thought for a second this was not ideal, and now they have they're going to group some units here to have a better defensive chance next time JustAnAddict lands, because JustAnAddict will have to land, I believe. There's no way you can win the game just by sitting on the South Island. these 3 barracks are super done. Nickname's building another barracks, I think that is, on the north. We'll see how this shakes out, because I think in general JustAnAddict has this bottom island. And now we're in an island game. And we know how island games go. But, I mean, at least in our experience, at where we are on the ladder, it just turns into I mean, these would just be nukes being launched across all game. But we'll see what happens up here in the big leagues and what goes on at JustAnAddict. You know, correctly assumes that there's no way you can keep an eye on the whole coast, and has just chosen a different place to go. They're beginning to build up a navy out of these bottom dockyards. This is still how the North Island looks. One barracks that is producing for sure. We just don't have the view. Yeah, JustAnAddict still producing this. And over time, they're going to be able to clear out this entire island. They are running out of gas, but they're taking this one. That won't be a problem for long. And they're kind of getting all the stuff they want. This could matter, actually. No, there's not enough people and things. I wonder if because Nickname is now swinging troops up to deal with this. And they also have strikers. It's so jarring when we switch the player view and it changes this location. I mean, I understand why it happens. It's totally fine, but bear with us as we do this. 2 strikers against 1 SAM. How does this go? I don't think the SAM can kill either one of the strikers. Huge production move going down from JustAnAddict. Really wants to get a beachhead there, which is I think a good call, because, well, we can see the income right now. Nickname's at 850, and JustAnAddict is at 1160. So you can be a little bit risky if you have the income advantage. That being said, you don't want to throw away this money, and now Nickname's able to eco up on this build on this North Island. And then get fully back into the game, because I can't imagine, if you don't want to be playing Nickname when you're ahead, I cannot imagine you want to be playing Nickname when you're behind. All that to say is we alluded to Nickname having the comeback potential here. That remains to be seen if they can pull it off, because this is not going to work, because these strikers are going to be able to continue to go at this, and subs aren't going to be able to kill the strikers. There's no more SAMs. Okay, there's 1 SAM. There's no missile boats or JustAnAddict. So we'll keep an eye on how that goes. I think over time, especially as these artillery pieces get into range, if that's where they're going, this will get cleaned up. So we're kind of settling into what might end up being a little bit stalematey for a little bit. JustAnAddict has over 1,200 resources. Nickname it certainly feels like they're catching up, especially since both players are starting to float enough for a building. Although I don't know what the next big purchase is that both players would want to make is. There's obviously quite a lot going on in this game, so I mean, if I can't figure out what they probably want to make, there's no way they're also on top of it, given all the things that they're doing. Second airport and another dock, a safe dock in the back, or rather I think this is a safe dock from Nickname. You know, with the latest things that have been dropped off, this is starting to become annoying for Nickname, I think, because they're going to be able to kill this barracks. No, again, the strikers are just going to keep showing up. Like, these are no, they're cruisers. These 2 cruisers are going to shoot, or they're destroyers. Yeah, I don't even know how they do against strikers. We're going to learn, but are these? Yeah, those are Nicknames. I was like, why don't, yeah, Nickname, I'm sure will go attack that dock in a second whenever they notice that that's there. This is how 4 strikers do against 2 destroyers. and it looks pretty decent. The strikers themselves, of course, aren't going to be able to push that back fully by themselves, but they are able to you know, make chip away at this so that the infantry and artillery can deal with it. Okay, so these were JustAnAddict's submarines, and this is unfortunate. We're not even going to try to toggle the fog of war. Maybe they can see it at that point, but probably not. We can see an interaction in the game. This is a destroyer boat, so the destroyer can see subs. It is a detector. I believe the tooltip says that it has a decent anti-sub charge. Kind of want to keep that picture in picture because it's interesting. How long does one destroyer take to kill one sub? And on the right side here, JustAnAddict is really getting a beachhead with 1,400 income, and SomeoneSaidThatMyNicknameSucks is at 1,000, so 400 behind. The destroyer has killed the sub. You know, we watched it happen. That's how long one destroyer takes to kill one sub. It is what it is. The production has now been cleaned up for nicknames, so I think in that sense, this is no longer a threat. There's some good subs down here for nickname, which can really cut this off. They're in fact going to get this destroyer. And I don't know, I mean, there's no more transport boats here, or JustAnAddict, so clearly at some point, sue us, we missed these two subs just get all those kills, which is, you know, a relatively big deal, because this really alleviates this pressure. Like, yes, there are 4 artillery pieces and 2 infantry, but with this many strikers and some helicopters on the way, I think they're going to be able to pick this up. This is a sweet move. This is so Major League gamer. This is commandos. They actually have both barracks. This must be so annoying for JustAnAddict. They figured out where that is, and it looks like they're gonna go for a big landing here. And this is all open right now. I wonder. Yeah, I wonder when that's gonna get open. We can see that nickname is going for eco. So this might these are already done though. So income wise, maybe this island is just so much more profitable. There's almost 1,100 for nickname, 1,400 for JustAnAddict. So still ahead by a decent amount. That's fully cleaned up on the south here, and JustAnAddict is going to go for it all here. I mean, if there was a nuke ready for this, holy. But we're just going to start ferrying across. There's enough subs for JustAnAddict that we'll be able to kill these subs, because these subs are going to start going after these transport boats, but I think it's going to be fine. JustAnAddict has an airstrip here, kind of like this forward support, which is actually going to come in huge against these helos and these strikers. This is a very well placed airbase. As you can see, like the strikers can, or the interceptors rather, for JustAnAddict, I mean, they can cover this entire beachhead. So if JustAnAddict is able to land enough here, they're going to be able to get control over the air, which is enormous. This barracks is still here. That's how annoying these sorts of plays can be, and it's such a great investment from Nickname to make that. I have no idea when they did, but cheeky little barracks in the forest in the top corner of a place that your opponent thinks you're already left. That's a big move. So Nickname has taken almost the whole island, and I mean, these infantry will be able to make their way back down the island to help defend here, but I'm not sure how this is going to play out, because there's not actually a lot on the ground for a Nickname on this island right now, it feels like. And of course, in a map where this now becomes the most important naval real estate, you know, the whole game relies on this. Well, JustAnAddict has 6 subs down here, so the sub pen for Nickname is gone. These commandos are you know, they're making noise, but that barracks, I assume, will at this point go down. I mean, holy cow. We can see how interceptors do against planes. Apologies, we weren't looking. I'm sure this was been popping off for a while. Yeah, you can see, I mean, the interceptors do a lot of damage against planes when they're just shooting them. Like they're not focused on ground targets. As you can see, this interceptor, interceptors are quicker than strikers, doesn't quite get this striker, but this striker's coming back for more. This town of Nickname is in trouble. Nickname's at 1,200 income, and JustAnAddict is at 1,400. So, I mean, Nickname's really leveling this game. If they can hold this beachhead, this would be enormous. There's still some econ development that JustAnAddict can be doing. I think, are these cities? Yeah, so this could be a city. It's still a town. They're getting the port in the city there, and they're putting down 2 factory, 1 barracks on the island of Nickname. And they've opened up the second front, and they're putting down a factory here. So this becomes a pivotal moment in the game. And this is, I think, really what it comes down to. 3 dock for Nickname, which is probably a good call. I think it is, because you really need to cut this off. There's 4 transport ships, about to be 5 transport ships. That's going to move all of this across. And I mean, production-wise, we have 2 barracks, 2 factory against, I mean, there's already 2 factories and a barracks on the island, right? And then this entire army behind it. We need to check if there's anything else going on. There might be a commander or 2 in these forests, but not really enough to do any real damage. Sub-pen on the bottom of the island for Nickname. We'll see if that comes into play. 4 destroyers against this many subs, and it becomes a question of, do destroyers now overpower this many subs? JustAnAddict sees it, and if they hightail it out of here, I mean, I don't know if they were supposed to hightail it out, or maybe you just want to fight that direct. These SAMs are kind of, unfortunately, just walking into artillery fire. The helicopters are going to be able to do a great job. And it looks like over time Nickname will be able to clean that up. This is where the big fight is coming. We should be watching here. We're still learning how to cast. Sue us. This is where the action is. And 4 destroyers, you know, like interceptors, they don't do that much damage, but they also, I don't know how it works. They might actually soak fire in a sense, that the destroyer focuses on shooting the interceptor rather than trying to attack the submarine. So a cruiser and 2 more subs for JustAnAddict are showing up. I say 2 more subs, there's actually 5 more subs, and 2 cruisers and a missile boat. Great call from Nickname. Economy wise, JustAnAddict at 1,600. Someone Said My Nickname Sucks is still quite a bit further behind. This is looking like a really tough situation, but I mean, you can see, like, when Nickname lost that original position, it's going to be really tough to come back from it. I'm impressed and surprised that this is, you know, there's a brief moment here where it certainly felt like it was going fine. They really pulled back. Gas is not an issue in this game. Unlike the last game we cast with the huge Navy battles, gas isn't as big of a deal. I think the airport that Nickname is trying to run, and all the boats now, so gas for Nickname will become a thing. It's slowly turning into a naval game, and the cruisers are such hogs on gas. So next time we see a big boat in the water, you know, question it. This is, I believe, over, because I don't think there's anything that Nickname can do to stop this. They have good eco, you know, 1,300 against 1,600 of JustAnAddict. This isn't going that well. We're kind of getting an idea of how good subs are here, but you can see that there's just constant resupply of this entire side of the map, and it's the you know that original army that started here is almost all on the land. Again, there's no nuke that is going to be able to clear this. It's a really cool setup of gas though on this island for a nickname. I don't know, I think the pipeline stuff just looks cool. It's well done. Okay, well that's another town down for a nickname. We're watching if these subs, they will come into play. So these subs are going to cut this off, but unfortunately in some sense it might be just like a little bit too late. How many torpedoes kills a transport boat? Is it 4? Oh, is it 4? That sucks. Oh, we're about to find out if it's 4. It's 5. Oh, there we go. It's 5. Rip. Well, this is JustAnAddict is getting a huge front here, and they're going to push this. These subs alone are going to be able to get rid of the destroyers and the docks there and push all the way to the docks. And I don't think there's any, like I mean, this props to this commando. This is huge value. We haven't actually been paying attention to this, but something that might have been happening this whole game is that, like, there's no more production up here for JustAnAddict, and they had that. So these commandos have probably just been doing work, and they're so sneaky that even without playing the game, we didn't notice. I mean, we didn't notice the city blowing up, but you know, as you can tell, I think the end is going to be pretty near here, because these subs are just going to get the docks. And this entire army. We again have 4 interceptors fighting 1 commando. This apparently is more interesting than what's actually going on over here, so we can keep both of these in picture. When the refineries explode, it always looks so cool. Kind of said that last game, but just gotta restate it. We can look at econ, but JustAnAddict is still with 400 more, and at this point they just really have a, you know, they have such a decisive position here. But this is exactly what Nickname needs to do, which is build more production up the north, buy time. There's so much artillery here though, and there's no planes. Yeah, GG, well played to both players. I think this is maybe if Nickname can somehow able to, but there, unfortunately, there's no air cover there, and we're just going for it because we have to. There's nothing else we can really do here. I mean, even if they're able to slow this down, this is an enormous army, just like number of people wise. We can look at kind of the upkeep to understand who has more, I guess. So land units for JustAnAddict, negative 425 is the upkeep. Yeah, and land units for Nickname is negative 43. So like unit wise on land here, it's not even close. And is now only a matter of time, unless this commando, I mean look, this commando was able to kill this town. JustAnAddict's making it again, because they, I don't think, really care. They probably don't even know that this is still happening. They are ecoing up on the north there. They will be able to take that city. Yeah, and the subs get the shipyard. And they might actually be close enough to get this, this refinery. We'll see. Now, would that make sense? Can subs even hit land things? Yeah, surely. Surely they can. I feel like again, every time that looks so cool. Oh, interesting. This doesn't blow up when all the refineries that connect to it are dead. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this looks like. Artillery takes so long to kill a refinery, it's actually surprising in some sense. It's so sweet how the trees fall down. I mean, I understand why artillery takes that long to you know, kill a refinery. I'm not saying it as a balance thing or something. I just mean It's kind of jarring to see a massive gun like this shooting into a refinery. You're like, yeah, this probably should kill it pretty quick. This is gonna collapse on nickname because this second front's gonna open. I mean, like the helicopters are gonna do a decent amount, but there are a lot of SAMs and there's more coming. It's kind of hard to get an idea, but I think you know, well these SAMs are gonna make quick work of this helicopter. And pop. Yeah, and that yeah. We can watch this, but this has never been disturbed, really. I'm sure we've missed I say we as if like the viewer here is also responsible for me not seeing all the action in the game. It's really just my fault. But these subs they're gone. 2 sub pins down here. They will be able to probably get rid of this city, but like the econ is not the thing that is killing nickname at this point. Like it is indirectly and was, but you know, there's just no answer for this ground army. And we can just watch this. This is line war, folks. Do SAMs not sound so cool? Come on. Oh my gosh, did we not even see this? Holy cow, we didn't even see that that nickname was actually gonna nuke. And this has got to be a big nuke. And it is. Obviously, I didn't realize the collateral damage is like just as high. Who knows? The props to nickname. That's like really the only thing that they could kind of do there. But upkeep wise, JustAnAddict had negative 325 and nickname at negative 17. So this is a little bit too little too late. But that's a good move. That is a good move. I personally need to use that move more. When like a push isn't going well, you just kind of cut your losses, go back, make a missile site, put down a bunch of production, try to, you know, get a good rocket off. Yeah, JustAnAddict is just like echoing in nickname's face. So we got tons of money. And let's see if this commando's still here. They're not. They're not. There are no commandos over here. Okay, they've all been sniffed out. Maybe in the future we'll be able to multitask watching that commando. But I mean, there's no way. I can barely multitask in general. I'm a duck. For Lord's sake. Yeah, this is it. Whatever this city is, it's not a great time. Let's see. We're gonna learn how do interceptors do against 3 subs. 4 interceptors, 5 interceptors against 3 subs. I have no idea if they're even hitting them. They're just shooting Gatling guns into the water, or whatever, like, you know, machine guns into the water. Oh, they're able to kill 1. Okay, 5 interceptors against 3 subs, they can get a sub. But if the subs start running away, they won't quite get 2. Okay, whatever, lesson learned, that's what we got. Helicopter on fire is gonna make it home and land into an entire army of blue. And this, I don't even know. I don't think. Yeah. Okay. So there is a nuke. It's just we were on the you know, JustAnAddict's view, so we couldn't see it. So nickname might. They're not gonna be able to get this rocket off. Unfortunately, this is actually gonna take a while. And plus, at this point, the match is over. GG, well played to both players. Yeah, that was quite fun. thank you for watching, and you know, I hope you enjoyed the cast, and we'll see you around. Have a great night, evening, day, whatever it is. Have fun. See ya.